Wow. Welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Kush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. All right, everybody, welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I, myself, am Dr. Kush, and we are here tonight to celebrate bourbon for Tiki night. Sounds odd. It doesn't sound real. Sounds like one of those newfangled inventions that one of these hipster young kids in their 19s, maybe early 20s, with the tattoos are making up. Bourbon and Tiki, it doesn't make sense, we would say today. Well, in fact, this thing's old. This is an old boy. So we have an old boy coming to us tonight called the Halekulani. Clearly, some of you have heard of it. Maybe you guys know more about this drink than I do. There's a very good chance. I don't do this because I know more than people. I do it because I like doing it, and I do it because I like learning about it. So I figured the best way to learn is to throw yourself onto the internet with just the knowledge you have, and then let the internet tell you what a doofus you are. That's the best way, I think, to learn. So that's what we're doing today. We're dealing with the cocktail called the Halekulani. Hopefully you guys have your bourbon. Hopefully you guys have your 100 proof bourbon. We're using Old Forester today. Give that beauty shot. Ooh, beautiful. That's what we're doing. But make sure, I don't think this drink works that well if you don't use 100 proof bourbon. Just me. Just me. I give. Before we get too deep into this, let me say hello to my 100 proof people. This right over here is Bonbon. Bonbon, it's almost like Bonbon knew what I was going to talk about today and then did a whole bit about it. Because, of course, this cocktail was created in a place called the House Without a Key. And here is Bonbon sitting outside Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks looking for a key to get in to this internet bar. Awesome. No notes, Bonbon. That was awesome. What a way to be. I'm going to give you, you know what? I don't often do this in the front, but you're getting one of these. Don't know if you meant to do that, but it was awesome. She looked for a while. You guys will follow the story of Bonbon. She looked for a while. She couldn't find it. She double drat came about. She was swearing at this point. Now, of course, she's been walking on her hands looking for this key. Dang, she got to go wash her hands. It's horrible. Well, good luck to Bonbon. She got a friend. Amy Beer shows up to help her out. Bonbon asks Amy, can you help me find the key? Amy has an opinion on some pineapple. We don't need to get into that. That's neither here nor there. But then Amy suggests, why don't we look for some fake rocks? Smart. Amy, smart. Bonbon hadn't seen one to that point, but still look. Maybe look for a false brick or something. Maybe look for a false brick over here. Now, of course, Shawnee Panabaker shows up midway through this. Come on, guys. Put the plants down. Let's just wait like normal people. Well, Shawnee Panabaker, that's a good suggestion, but not the funniest suggestion. And I do think that the other two were very funny in that. Shawnee, I think you're funny usually with this too, but I just thought those two were really, they put on a little play for me. The husbands are here. Let me say hello to Stephanie and Michael. They are here and ready to go. Tiki Tom Hubbard, who showed up early, was late. You show up not early enough, you are in fact, late. But it's good to see Tiki Tom Bonbon's out there now. She's making some sage simple syrup. Love the sage simple syrup. I have also found that Bonbon sage simple syrup the sage doesn't really take. You got to let it steep a little longer. Maybe put it in there. Maybe don't steep it. Maybe boil it in there with it. I think the sage can take some of that boiling. Don't boil it too long. Otherwise, you're going to get some off flavors and some real bitterness. It's going to taste too much like tree. That's not what you want. Everybody, watch out. The moose is here. Moose. He has a sound. We just gave him a sound. It's right here. Moose. Moose is here. Good to see you. Our resident gator, the Mark, is here. Chomp Chomp. Good to see you. Who else we got here? We got a lot of people in the thing. Not everybody chatting, but that's fine. We don't all have to chat. Here's good evening. A good evening, all. That's what that says. GEA to our good friend Bootopia. Oh my gosh, I got a wall of text here from somebody named Dokun. They're over on Kick. This seems like maybe that's an advertisement, so we're not going to put that up. But if it's not Dokun, then say something else. Say something shorter. Here's our good friend. What do we got here? Good friend. It's also my mom. She is there, ready to go. Here's Dougie G. It is, in fact, Tiki time. Paul is very excited about the Old Forester. Just real quick, my mom is on 2 different platforms. Asking for everything. So there we go. Maybe I'll just drink some bottled in bond bourbon. I think that's the way to go there, Amy Beer. Just drink some bottled in bond bourbon. Here is our friend. He shows up on Tuesdays. Street PI, ready to go. And that's it. Thanks, Dr. Kush. Boiling simple syrup next time. Much appreciated. Yeah, Bonbon, just real quick. I don't always recommend that you boil your simple syrup. I made this guy right here earlier today. This is, of course, our good friend Demerara simple syrup. I did not boil it, and what happens? I get this little gunk on the bottom until I just shake it enough. I do recommend shaking your simple syrup instead of boiling your simple syrup, maybe just a little hot water for your simple syrup. But if you have a big flavor that is hard to extract, like sage, then let me say, good idea. Put everything into the bottle, let it heat, let it boil, let it roil until you get all those good flavors. Otherwise, everybody knows I'm doing a show right now. Everybody that I know knows I'm doing a show right now, so no need to call. Otherwise, you might get some subtle flavors, and that is not the way to go. Okay. Oh, real quick, a very, very happy birthday yesterday, tax day, to my little niece. She's been on my show once. Her name is Avalon, and she is the cutest. So happy birthday to Avalon. Okay. We're getting into a cocktail right now called the Halekulani. The Halekulani. This thing is kind of out there. It's kind of out there. It was not invented by one of the Tiki boys. It was invented in the 1930s. How then do we get to even call it Tiki? I'm actually asking you guys, why do we get to call this one Tiki? I don't know. I guess that the location that it was created in does help it. This was created at the Halekulani Hotel at a bar called the sorry, it's not called that. It's called the House Without a Key. Now, do we know where the term house without a key comes from? I do. I looked it up. I didn't know it. I didn't know it. I did look it up. This isn't something that's just in my head, but I will now put it on the internet and let the internet people tell me why it's stupid that I don't know these things. A guy named Earl Dare Biggers. What a great name. Earl Dare Biggers. Earl Dare Biggers. He wrote a bunch of books featuring a character named Charlie Chan. Charlie Chan, and this is progressive for the time, not today, but for the time, kind of progressive. He wanted to write an Asian character that wasn't evil. And people were like, whoa, Earl, you can't do that. All Asian people are evil. Remember, Earl, that. You have to remember, Earl. Asian people are evil. And he said, nope, I'm making a good one. And people said, this is never going to work, Earl. Earl, Not going to work, pal. He said, I don't care. I'm going to write 5 books about him. And he did. And he did. And he created an Asian character named Charlie Chan, who was on the side of the police. He was a Hawaii cop. Anyway, the first book was called The House Without a Key. That bar then at the Halekulani named itself after that Charlie Chan novel called The House Without a Key. And within this hotel, they created a cocktail called the Halekulani, named after the hotel, the Halekulani. That's kind of the story. That's kind of it. The interesting thing, though, about this is because it wasn't one of the Tiki boys they created at the time. They didn't really care to use rum. Hawaii wasn't really known for rum at that point. They had okoleao, which kind of closer to whiskey than it is to rum. So this hotel said, you know what? Where people like this whiskey stuff, we should just make like a real tropical drink out of whiskey stuff. And they did. And that's what we got. The Halekulani. Let's make it. Real quick, Amy Beer says can't beat a tax day birthday. Absolutely. Cannot beat a tax day birthday. Everybody remembers it. And it's tough. It's a tough day for most people, but not for her. Not for her. She seemed to have a good time. Street PI says he remembers the Charlie Chan movies. Yeah, Charlie Chan, of course, the books were one thing. And then it's not a good book. We all know it's not a good book, right? Until they turn it into a movie. There are no good books that haven't been turned into movies. We all know that. We all agree completely on that. Confederacy of Dunces, maybe the only example. Possibly the best book of all time, not turned into a movie. Anyway, yes. Thank you, Bonbon. Great intro. Let's get into this cocktail. It is a lot of things and a little of some things. We are going to start off with all of the a lot of a little things. It is going to be a number of different juices that I have already prepared. We have some of Kyle's juices and we have some regular people juices. This right here is our good friend lemon juice. We've all seen lemon juice before, kind of got a yellow tint to it. I looked on my channel the other day. It says I've done over 600 videos, not 600 live shows, but 600 videos. At some point, I've run out of things to say about lime juice. We have found it. We have found my limit of things I can say about lime juice. It's kind of yellowish, comes from a lemon, sour with some sweet because there's sugar in it. That's all I got. You need half an ounce of some lemon juice. And we keep going. Goodbye, lemon juice. Everybody knows there's no good tiki drinks without pineapple. Name one. Name one great tiki drink without pineapple. I'm waiting. Can't hear you. Shout it in the back. Of course, there's thousands of great tiki drinks without pineapple, but this one is within the tiki pantheon. But it's also with pineapple. We need a little bit of pineapple juice, fresh if you can, canned if you can't. That's the mantra. That's the mantra. It's tough to keep fresh pineapple juice around your house for too long. You either drink it too fast or it originally goes bad, or it goes bad at some point. And that's no good. I do want to say I lost 3 people when I said there's no good tiki drinks without pineapple. Just 3 people just left it. That's okay. Thank you. Amy Beer, the best tiki drink without pineapple, the original zombie. It's the internet telling me what it is. Okay, we need half an ounce of some pineapple juice. I used to work with a guy. His name was Chad. I loved Chad. Chad was really great. And he would say halfas. You need a halfa. Cushman. He had this Boston accent. He's a Boston guy. Okay, Cushman. Can I be very honest with you guys? He would call me Bushman. People thought it was much funnier. Instead of Cushman, they would call me Bushman. He'd go, Bushman. We need a halfa of pineapple. Whenever I say halfa, I always think of my good friend Chad, who called me Bushman. Right here, this, we'll give it its proper dues. We'll put it on the spin and let it spin a little bit. This is, of course, one of Kyle's oranges. And sad to say, We lost some of Kyle's oranges recently. They just fell off the vine. We don't know what happened to them. Kyle was in a real state. I was able to talk him down. It does seem like we're going to get some artichokes here soon. So Kyle was able to put his attention towards the artichokes. We did lose a few oranges. We still have a couple, but this is one of the last great looking oranges. So for this season, I do want us all to just admire Kyle's orange before I slice into it. Yes. Yes. Bon says, "Oh no, poor Kyle." Yeah, it is Kyle's baby. And Kyle Tender is telling us that they did get eaten by birds. I do want to say real quick, a very happy birthday. I just missed it, to Amy Beer, who I was just texted. Somebody just texted me and let me know. It is Amy's Beer's birthday yesterday. At your homes or wherever you are, please hum a little tune to our good friend, Amy Beer. Happy birthday, Amy Beer. Okay. Thank you for texting me that, lone weird stranger who knows everybody's birthday. It's the birthday text. Okay. Go ahead and grab your orange. We're just going to slice this guy right in half here. Right in half a Bushman. That was kind of cool how it did that. Did not expect it to do that. And we're going to squeeze this in. I cut this whole orange just to use half an ounce of the juice. But sometimes that's how it goes. And I promise, I give you my word, we will use the entire orange of this guy. This is an important orange for us. So we need half an ounce of some orange juice. There we go. Just going to make sure that I read that text right. Yes. Amy shares a birthday with me. Great. We'll have to remember that. Okay. Go ahead and put this guy in here. And then one of my favorite ingredients. I know I say a lot about a lot of things. One of my favorite ingredients. You can add sugar to drinks. Obviously. That's kind of the whole thing. We add sugar to drinks. Make sure that's out of the shot. You can add sugar to drinks pretty easily. But finding the right sugar is important. And the type of sugar we're going to be adding in here today is just simple syrup. It is 1 part, just 1 part Demerara sugar, and it is 1 part water. I do a little bit of heat on the water, just like tap warm, put it in here, and then we shake it around until as much of the bottom stuff is not there anymore. That's how you make it. Don't heat it up too much. We want to put in, how did I lose? Just real quick. Where did everybody go? We lost everybody on YouTube. We need to put in half an ounce of some Demerara simple syrup. Oh. There we go. All right. Let's get the rest of this going. We need just a touch more stuff. We're going to be putting in, sorry guys, I'm having some technical issues over here for some reason. We're going to reach down here. We're going to grab another great ingredient. We're going to reach up here where I hid it for myself and grab another great ingredient. We're not. Where did I put it? I had it moments ago, and now I don't. Here it is. Grenadine. Grenadine. This is easy peasy. Make it home grenadine. When we put it on the spinner for a second, just give it its glory. Oh, yes. That's not great spinner. It's not great spinner fodder. We need grenadine. Really, the grenadine, pomegranate simple syrup. We don't need a lot. That people call for half a teaspoon or a teaspoon or just little bits. I find that it's just easiest to take a bar spoon, put in enough to fill up that bar spoon, and drop her in. There we go. So that's 1 bar spoon of some grenadine. It's my bar. I get to do what I want. We also, of course, didn't your recipe show lemon juice instead of lime juice? It did, Paul. My recipe showed lemon juice instead of lime juice. I did put lemon juice in there. I have limes right here, If it showed the other thing, I would have put in lime juice. I think maybe there was some confusion. No, we put lemon juice into this cocktail. Put in lemon juice, not lime juice. We're good. Next bit we want to put in here is just a couple dashes of some Angostura bitters. Angostura bitters goes in everything. It is cocktail ketchup, a lot of people will call it. We just want to put in a couple dashes of some Angostura bitters. There we go. Make sure you get your hands nice and dyed. As that stuff gets onto things, it sticks around forever. Basically just turns your fingers pink. Last bit. You need one more ingredient in there. And this is where this cocktail sort of stands above or at least away from other cocktails. And that is its use of bourbon. And a lot of people will have this drink and not really dig it. They will not think that it is great because they're not using this guy right here. They're not using 100 proof whiskey. 100 proof whiskey is important in these big juicy cocktails, and I will say this is important in every cocktail that you are making that has any other ingredients other than just whiskey. We're going to go ahead and put in some 100 proof, or, and you can also do it this way, find anything that says bottled in bond. Find your whiskey. If you want it a little drier, use some rye. If you want it a little less dry, hey, use some bourbon. You want it to have a little smoke? That's great. Find some scotch or something. Every recipe for this thing calls for 1.5 ounces. They call for that. They say, give us 1.5 ounces, or this is not a Halekulani. And I am not that strict. I personally, in my personal opinion, think that 2 ounces in the Halekulani is just fine. And that's what we're going to be doing. So put in 1.5 to 2 ounces of some 100 proof whiskey. Get it all in there. Street PI. Anyone else like spilled Ango bitters on paper label for character? Yes. As a matter of fact, Street PI, I do like that. I do like that. I do think that looks cool. In fact, some of the coolest bars I've ever been to have dyed their whole bar in Angostura bitters. They buy like 20 bottles and then dye the whole bar. Gives it this like nice Ango sheen, and it smells good for at least a little bit. And what brand did I use? Old Forester 100. Delicious. Absolutely, Paul. That's the way to go. Stephanie Husband is saying this right. Hashtag Tiki pour. Put a little Tiki pour there. That's what we want. That's Halekulani. That right there, what we have in front of us, is the Halekulani. We want to give this one a big, fat shake, though. Lots and lots of ice. We're going to be pouring this over fresh ice, so don't worry about how much ice you're putting in here. You want to put in do worry about it. Fret about it. Have bad dreams about how much ice you're putting in here because you've dreamt that you put in too little. Only good dreams about this have too much ice. All right, so put in too much ice into this little container. All the way to the top. Yeah, look at that. All that ice trying to escape. Lots and lots of ice because we're going to give this lots and lots of shake. Yes. Tiki Tom, evidently Kush has never seen my recipe for this drink. 2 ounces all the way. Gotta have 2 ounces in this drink. 1.5 is the recommended. 1.5 is recommended. 2 ounces is better. Okay. Oh, while we do this, let me just, I always forget to do this, and then I feel like a derp. We're going to temper our ice a little bit while we get this ready. We're working on order of operations here. We're working on order of operations. So we're going to just go ahead and throw in 1 cube of ice here. Let that sit and temper. So that's basically what we're doing. We're bringing this cube of ice up to temperature so that when I eventually pour it in here, the whole ice doesn't crack. That's what we want. Richie the Whiff, as if he knew what was coming up, shows up for us shaking these whiffing cubes. We want to give this a big fat shake. We want to make all the noise that we can. We want to treat this like a maraca and get all those flavors going. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Get it. Did good. All right. Get this here. Then, of course, we're going to pour this over on top of our ice cube. There you have it. Now, this is one of Kyle's last oranges of the season, so we will be using as much of it as we can. We're just going to take a little bit here. We're going to rim as much of this out as we can to just give us a nice, easy-looking orange peel. There, even with the nipple. And there, my friends, you have it. No Tammy dance, but the multi-camera angle shots are pretty sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we've added a whole new camera to this, so we have to use, at this point, just budget-wise, I have to use every camera angle. Whew. Do you want to give this a spin all I can? Let a little bit of that spill out. Give it a wipe and then do it again. Otherwise, Kyle yells at me. There we go. Looking good. This right here, my friends, is the Halekulani cocktail. What most people will say is the first bourbon tiki cocktail. Is it the first bourbon tiki cocktail? No way to really tell. Nobody was writing that down at the time. Nobody was like, oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, here's the bourbon tiki race. These guys made the first one. Nobody did that. So we don't know if it's the first one, but it is at least one of them that came very early in the tiki trail, right? So 1930s, this is when the first tiki bars were opening. They were putting out cocktails like this, the Halekulani. And in this one in particular, they were using delicious, delicious bourbon. So let's drink this so it stops spilling. Cheers to you guys. As they say in Hawaii, aloha, which means hello. And then when you're leaving, they say bye-bye. Cheers. Gosh, that's good. Whew. Kind of blown away. Let me say, I don't love the smell of this cocktail. That's a weird thing to say about something. I don't love the smell of the cocktail. I think, you know, when you get it too close to your face, so many juices are coming up at you. It doesn't really smell like it's going to do anything great. The taste on this thing is spectacular. And like with everything, the ingredients are important. You got to get yourself some Demerara simple syrup. It's incredibly easy to find. We can find out my favorite store, Trader Joe's, or anywhere else. Just find something either called turbinado. That's another form of Demerara. Demerara. Don't use brown sugar. That's not the same. That's molasses added to it. This is like a raw. I don't exactly know how they do it. But use some Demerara simple syrup. That's really important with this one. And then little itty bitty bits of everything. Little itty bitty bits. Little memory makers. That's what we want in here. What a great drink. So there we have it. Did anybody else make it? Oh, let me check. Oh gosh. I am let me just say, I am being absolutely. Hi, are you looking to expand your bourbon expertise, seeking new bottles to add? Join our whiskey group for curated here. I'm going to let everybody else join this too. Join our whiskey curated group. This is over on Facebook from a guy named Ryan Williams. If you guys want to join Ryan Williams' whiskey group, I say go for it. I think it's time. Connection with like-minded enthusiasts. I love a like-minded enthusiast. The UF Mark, our resident gator, is drinking this. Loves this. That's lovely. Paul says, pretty good. Yeah, this is a great cocktail. Very nice, very easy. I recommend putting it on the rocks. Some people are trying to put it up. Put it on the rocks, especially if you're using the 100 proof bourbon. You want to use 100 proof whiskey in this. Otherwise, those juices are going to take the whole thing over. And that's not what we want. We want that bourbon to be present. I think our good friend, what was his name? Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams over here, who is inviting us to be a part of like-minded enthusiasts of whiskeys over on Facebook. He wants us there. He would also say, hey, get some whiskey that tastes like whiskey inside of a cocktail. That's what we want. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. If you don't like and subscribe, then I go away. I just disappear into the wind. So if you don't want that, please like and subscribe and share and comment. Let me say real quick. See, now Dougie G's doing this exactly right. Tiki Tom. Well, one sec before I get to our good friend Dougie G. Tiki Tom, I made it too. One of my faves. Yeah, a really good one. Really nice and easy. It's stuff that most people just have sort of lying around their house, especially if they're tiki people. Usually just have this stuff. I had a long day. I was shooting with a friend today, and not baskets. I was not shooting baskets or anything. I was out there holding a camera for a friend of mine for a shoot they were doing. So I needed something nice and easy. So I didn't have to go like shopping. I didn't have to shop for any of this stuff. It was just lying around my house. So that's what I like about this one. It's nice and easy. Dougie G, though, he's using this exactly right. Loves this cocktail. Make it for friends who don't like rum. Don't like rum. There is nobody that likes whiskey. There's nobody that likes whiskey that doesn't like rum. There's just a rum. There's whiskey and there's rum that tastes like whiskeys. There is. There's nobody that likes tequila that doesn't like rum. There's rums that taste like tequila. If you like alcohol at all, you're going to like rum. The Kick Chat needed some messages from a non-bot. Thank you, Rich Whiffen. Yes, we were getting botted over there on Facebook too. We were getting some bots. Thank you, Richie the Whiff. Richie the Whiff. I wish I had a little thing that said my hero. Let me find the closest one. Here, one of these. Give you one of these, and then
when did you discover that you were so beautiful?
Richie, when did you discover you were so beautiful? That's exactly what we needed. Rich knew that Kick was getting taken over. Okay. This is a great cocktail. An announcement. I have an announcement to make. The show on Thursday is canceled. I am sorry. The show on Thursday is canceled. I have promised this friend that I would help them out again. So the show on Thursday is canceled. Well, what does that mean then? What does that mean? It means we're back here tomorrow. Everybody, get your taste buds ready. We are playing Drinker or Stinker tomorrow. Drinker or Stinker Wednesday is back for tomorrow. We are going to find a cocktail that sounds like it will be horrible, and we're going to make it, and we're going to judge it. And I'm going to find one that really sounds like it's going to be horrible because we haven't had my caca face in a long time, and I think we need it back. Whoop, whoop, Wednesday. There we go. It is my fave bourbon tiki cocktail. Kush, thank you. I agree. That is a great bourbon tiki cocktail. Yes, we are back tomorrow for Drinker or Stinker. If any of you, I'm going to start looking tonight, but if any of you have a Drinker or Stinker that you think would be great for a very rare Wednesday, you send it to me. Yes, Kyle Tender is saying pickle juice. Kyle Tender knows that Dr. Kush does not care for pickles. They don't make me like retch or anything. If I'm getting a burger, I prefer not to have pickles on it. I just prefer it. I prefer not to have pickles. But yes, we could find a pickle juice cocktail. We'll find something that has something weird. You guys all know how to get a hold of me. YouTube is at Dr. Kush. Instagram is Kush Tender. The other ones are Kush. I think they're all Kush Tender. But YouTube is at Dr. Kush. Send me what you guys got. Let's figure out how to do a great Drinker or Stinker tomorrow. Kyle yells, bot attack. I don't think Kyle knows exactly what's going on, but I like his Kyle Tender lives in a rich fantasy world. And that's what I like most about Kyle Tender. That's what I got for you guys. We are back here at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks tomorrow, Wednesday, to do Drinker or Stinker, the only show that pits me up against disgusting liquids and makes me drink them. And the only person really making me drink them is me. And that's how that works. So if you guys are ready for Ancient Rome, show up tomorrow where people will be goading me on to do gross things. How about we all meet back here tomorrow at the proper time? and do that. In the meanwhile, just always remember something, a little piece of advice that my dad gave me. It really stuck with me.
Please save your questions until I'm through.
That's exactly right. And then how about
I'm having a party and you're invited.
and that party is tomorrow night with a drinker or stinker, but mostly I want to say to you guys,
Bye.
goodbye.
I know you are, but what am I? Today's secret. What? It's just the way we talk in Tucson, Arizona.
Could you wire me a bus ticket? I'll pay you back, honest.
I'm having a party and you're invited. What? What? What?
No, no, no.
I don't know anything.
Wow, my mistake. Why didn't you take a picture? It'll last longer. Okay, bye. Okay, bye, bye. Are you Dr. Jinga Janga? I know you are, but what am I?